On today's episode of PJ and the Beard, we're going to take a look at a guitar. But before we get into that, I'd like to ask you to consider subscribing to the channel, click on the notification bell. Your interaction with us helps us interact with great people in the industry. In this case, our friends at Zounds were able to send us a PRS Swamp Ash SE for us to try out.
And I've been excited to get this one in. The reason for that excitement, I'm going to be straight up, reason for that excitement is because sitting here right next to me is a 2000 PRS Swamp Ash Special. So I've had this guitar since, I think I bought it in 2001. So it's been around for a while. It was always my backup guitar. I've used it fairly good bet. Maybe not as much as the red PRS.
Probably not.
So the McCarty. So I've always wanted to do that. We always start kind of just looking at the things we like. We don't do the geeky stuff. Other people do the geeky stuff where they rip everything apart. And we'll leave that for the experts at that.
Right.
But we like to take a look at it. So what do we like? So you have a Swamp Ash, SE Swamp Ash Special, Swamp Ash body, maple neck, which is unique for, not as common on a PRS.
Right.
Beautiful abalone bird inlays. I guess they're abalone. It looks like it. I like the neck is not
a thick, sticky gloss. It's pretty slippy.
I do like the pickup configuration. And I'll just super quick. If you're all the way, so just think humbuckers, right? Bridge, both, neck. So that's your first three positions. If you pull the tone knob up, you add the middle pickup and you split the neck. So now we have in the back, single humbucker, in the middle, single humbucker, and up here in the front, single. So it's a little different. It's a little unexpected, and I like that about it. And the other thing that I really like about this guitar, not being somebody that has a lot of tremolo bars on their guitars, or even if I have them,
they're not on,
bothers to put them on. I just find this one really easy to use. So
I like the way it looks as well. It has a little different swamp ash green here, a little tighter, a little straighter than the swirly stuff you got going on over there. It's a great looking guitar. The neck, we talked about that. It's nice and slick, and the carve of this neck, I believe it's probably like a wide thin. I think it is
wide thin.
Which I have a couple core wide thin, so it feels very comfortable to me. I like the uniqueness of the pickup configurations. Gives you options that maybe you wouldn't have otherwise. So we enjoyed exploring it tonight, and we're going to do a bunch of different clips, try different pickup positions. And so, but first, we're just going to get right into the clean tone. We're going to go through all the pickups, all the configurations, and you'll have a little guide probably here that'll tell you exactly where I am in case you can't see. And here it is.
Right. Now that we've gone through the clean tones, one of the things we always like to do with a new guitar when it comes in is try a bunch of pedals out, sometimes connect them to our series, sometimes just pull things off the wall that haven't been pulled off the wall in a while and need some love, or things that we're just kind of excited about currently. So for me, I started with one that needed some love, right? So this is the Tomahawk Deluxe Drive from Greer Amps. It is kind of probably a tweedish style pedal. Bump the volume up, drive about midway, and play a little bit something like this. All right, so that was the Tomahawk. I believe on the rear humbucker with this split. So it was single humbucker, and then at the very end of the clip, click that in and all humbucker. So what did you do for your first?
Well, in the description of what this guitar can do, it said hot country. This is not hot country, but I just took it for a spin with no effects other than the DLS EchoTOUR. Tried to play a little countrified thing, and I had it in the rear split position when I played through it, and here's some lukewarm country.
So what was great about that last clip is my wife texted me when Pat was recording it, and she was like, it sounds like a hoedown down there. So, next clip, I wanted a phaser. If you go in the neck position and pull up the tone pot, you get 2 single coils. And it does get kind of that quacky, stratty sound. And a lot of times that sounds really good with a phaser pedal, or at least in my head it does. So we're kind of limited down here. But it's just in from Zalens, doesn't even have the plastic off of it. The Line 6 HS1. We have not dipped our toes. I have an M5. Line 6 M5.
Right.
That's about as far as we've gone. So we haven't done any of the stomps or the new stuff. I was waiting for Pat to get here, plugged it in, turned this knob until it said phaser, turned a couple knobs, and this is what I got. And man, I was impressed in how fast I dialed that up. So phaser on the front split.
All right, so now we want to jump into a jam, maybe how you'd play it in a real life situation. So I obviously had the star of the show through the Tyler JT22, Barber direct drive, and the DLS is never far away. So I played with the DLS EchoTOUR, and Jason accompanied me on.
Yeah, we're still running the MT15 PRS amp back there. Love it. Had the G-Lab pedal in front of it for some reverb with another EchoTOUR. And then Pat handed me this because he played it on the... what is this, Pat?
It's a PRS 2408, SE 2408.
Right. So we got 2 PRSs in this round. So we have the Swamp Bass Special. I picked that. He picked this. And this really felt good. Mm-hmm. So here's the jam.
right, so coming out of the jam, we want to jump back into some pedals, and we had, for those who've been following the channel, we did a Tremolo series, and I pulled off the shelf the Beard's Boss Tremolo TR2 that doesn't get nearly as much love as it should. Obviously played it with the Swamp Ash, with the EchoTOUR, and this is what I played. So I didn't want to be completely left out of the drive game either, so I went back there on the shelf and I grabbed the Mjolnir from Mythos, a K-style pedal, and I got it past the gain where the magic diodes kick in.
Nice.
And I played on the rear pickup full humbucker, and it sounds like this.
So earlier I said we pull pedals off the shelf that haven't seen some love in a while, need some love, or we find ones that we're just kind of excited about lately. So last week we put out a video on the Exacta, or 2 weeks ago maybe, we put out a video on the Exacta Fuzz from Barber Electronics. This fuzz blew us away when we did it. It's just not a bad sound in it, and I wanted to just play with it some more. So I took the Swamp Ash into the Exacta Fuzz. Neck pickup. Can I say that a couple times?
Right.
Neck pickup. There's a setting on here that makes that neck pickup sing. So that wraps up the clips of the bunch of different pedals for this guitar, but we're not done yet. We have one more jam. We'll set that up quick, then do some final thoughts. So for the jam, I took the Swamp Ash Special. You're not going to believe this. I ran it into the Barber Electronics direct drive and then the EchoTOUR. I kind of wanted just to go back to a place that felt more comfortable. Right. We can talk about why later. And then you backed it up.
My setup looked a lot like the setup on the other jam, the PRS-2408 through the MT15 with the G-Labs reverb and the EchoTOUR. So before we get into the jam?
Yeah, before we get into the jam. Final thoughts.
Here's a shocker. You could probably put in a montage of these. I liked it. I did like it. I think there's something in one of the pickup settings, just trying to get my head wrapped around. Every once in a while, I feel like I hear a unique overtone. And I think another thing that we've noticed is some of these SEs, these pickups seem to be a little bit, I won't say hotter necessarily, just brighter. A couple of them that we had, the pickups are brighter, especially compared to the cores that we played, our older cores. And I know they're making a lot of changes in pickups, things like that. So just something to get used to. I thought, again, the neck felt great. I think it's a great looking guitar. It's got a lot of sound options. I'd be interested to play it maybe in a band context at some point, but I do like it. I think they are building some great guitars in Indonesia, and we're happy to get that one in.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt the quality of the. I mean, when you talk fit and finish, we didn't, like I said, we didn't do the geeky stuff. everything about it looks great.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's well put together. The birds look great. The finish looks great. I like the color. For me, I said I wanted to go back to home base. I don't know the Swamp Ash that I have, my McCarty, the hollow body. So I have 3 PRSs that I really kind of would go between at different times. They all have McCarty pickups on. 2 of them are from 2002. One of them is 2001. So I do think there's a big difference in the pickups they're making today versus the pickups from back then. That maybe would require me to maybe turn some knobs on the amp. Something we avoid at all costs. But it could be that. I know that I've struggled a little bit with the pickups, trying to get the sound that I want. And please don't take that as like I'm saying, oh, I don't like the pickups. It's just, it's something I'd have to get used to. Or figure out, or maybe take some tweaking on the part of the amp or something like that. They are, I think, clearer and brighter than we have on some of the older ones.
I'd say yes.
Yeah. Which is, I think, exactly what Paul's going for, right? He talks about all the new pickups. And so these are, what do they call them? The 508, the
8515s.
Right. S's.
Right. For SE.
For SE. Yeah. So they're kind of modeled after the ones they're putting in the current course. So anyway, as far as playability, I love the way the neck feels. I love, it's PRS, and I'm a big fan. I'm not gonna apologize for it. I mean, it's not like I wore the shirt.
Yeah, what a nerd.
So with that, I think that wraps it up.
Yep.
Look for the core one. So when we recorded all the clips tonight, we recorded the same clips with the core one. We'll put that video out in a week or 2 after this video comes out, just because we think it'll be interesting. And then, like I said, we're going to do a head-to-head video where we play them back-to-back and everything, and just for fun, because we can.
Right, exactly.
So with that, thanks for taking the time to watch. If you hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell, leave a comment. Anytime you interact with the channel, that's what helps us make cool connections with people like Zounds or PRS and get cool gear in to share with you. So I guess with that.
I'm PJ on behalf of the Beard, reminding no matter what you hear, you never have too much gear.